Hi, I'm Elizabeth Cush with Progression Counseling in Annapolis, Maryland. I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor who helps people who struggle with anxiety, particularly people who are finding themselves later in life really unsure of who they are, their true self, and really want to show up more in the world and be more present in their life. And with this vlog, I'd like to go through some tips on how to help you get in touch with your true self and how to feel more grounded in your daily life. And to do that, I want to talk about implicit memory. So memories are stored within our brain and our bodies throughout our life. And so oftentimes memories can just surface without us truly being aware of the specific memory, but they arise in a more felt sense. So you feel it in your body, your brain goes right to that place from whenever that memory was created, it feels as if you are there in that moment, in that time. And if it was a difficult memory, if you were traumatized as a child or just struggled through some difficult experiences in your life, that memory may bring up a very unsettled, anxious, uncomfortable feeling, which basically is your body telling you that it doesn't feel safe. Your brain is saying, this isn't a safe place to be. I'm not comfortable. I feel like I'm being threatened. And so your body goes right to that place and stirs up these anxious feelings and makes you feel uncomfortable. And you might not know why. It may come out of nowhere. So let me give you an example of how implicit memory can just pop up out of nowhere. So recently I was visiting my son, and I was walking down a street that I had spent a lot of time on when I was a child. So back when I was a teenager, I spent a lot of time in the city, and a lot of memories were coming up for me, but in this particular moment, I went right to this place where I felt like that was me at 15, walking down the street with my Dr. Scholl sandals on and my cool hipster, although they probably weren't hipster at that time, but painter pants, and I could feel the shoes on my feet, especially remembering when you first wore them, the Dr. Scholl sandals. I don't know if you guys know those, but they had wooden soles and a little leather strap across the front of your foot. Well, when you first wore them, they gave you ridiculous blisters. It was terrible, but I even felt those blisters on my feet. So I went right to that place, and for me, this was actually kind of a positive memory where it was a time when I felt very independent, and I think I was pretty happy and in control of my life. And so it brought back that sense within my body, like I could just feel myself in that moment, in those clothes, with those shoes on my feet. And I went there so quickly. And I'm describing this over however many minutes that took me, but this happened to me in seconds. Like the memory came up, I was there, I was present, and I was in that space. My body, my head, all of me. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, I went there so quickly without even consciously putting myself there. So something triggered that memory. And that was an implicit memory. It wasn't a specific time, or I wasn't going, oh, and then this happened and this happened. It wasn't that. It was just that felt sense that I was there in that moment and brought up all those physical and mental and all those emotions. So that's an implicit memory. Which, actually implicit memories can be really amazing when it brings back a very positive time. But if it brings back something that's more difficult, something that's troublesome, a time in your life that maybe things weren't going so well, it can bring up feelings of anxiety and stress, maybe depression, and they surface out of nowhere, or what feels like they come from nowhere. So what I would like to do with this vlog is to help you regain your sense of the present and where you are in this moment when those implicit memories surface, especially these difficult ones when you're feeling uncomfortable. So the first thing is to recognize that maybe this is an implicit memory that has surfaced within you if out of nowhere you're feeling anxious and stressed. And it's not important to say, oh, it was this time at this place, because you may never remember that, because it's just coming up. It's just this felt sense of feeling uncomfortable, of feeling anxious. So to allow yourself to come back to the present, which is what we want to do. When we go to that implicit memory space, we are almost as if we are living in that time, in that moment. And we want to get ourselves out of that. We want to bring ourselves back to the present moment, back to the here and now, so that we can truly assess, am I in danger? Is this a place where I need to feel threatened? Or is this a safe place to be? So how do we do that? We can do that through grounding techniques. So I'm going to go through 3 grounding techniques to help you in those moments when maybe implicit memories are arising for you. So if that sense of anxiety or stress pops up out of nowhere, we want to say, this might be an implicit memory. So the grounding technique I can use in this moment is some deep breathing. So we're going to take 3 slow, deep breaths. We're going to inhale slowly. And exhale. And this next breath, as you inhale, I want you to fill the chest and the lungs all the way down to the abdomen, and really notice where you're feeling your breath. And again, maybe you're feeling it at the tip of your nose. Maybe you do feel it most present. It's most up front for you, like in your chest or in your abdomen. So wherever you feel it most prominently, that's what I want you to pay attention to. So slowly, deep breath in. And exhale out, emptying your chest and your belly. And again, this last breath. And as you exhale, try to release any tension that you might feel. So slowly inhale. Exhale out any tension. So by breathing in slowly and exhaling and paying close attention to where you feel the breath and exhaling that tension, that allows that more problem-solving thinking brain to come back online. We're less stuck in that implicit memory and in that space of our brain, that primal part of our brain that assesses danger, that fight or flight or flee, fight, flight, or freeze part of our brain that really can keep us stuck. And so what we want to do is come back to this moment through the breath to the here and now so that we can assess, is this a place I need to feel unsafe? Is this place in this room a place I need to feel that I'm in danger? Is there danger here? And if not, to be like, okay. Well, I was just feeling one of those memories that brought me back to an unsafe place, but I'm safe right now. So the second technique really brings you into your senses fully. So we want to pay close attention to our senses because our senses are always active in the present. They are always here and now. So we want to use our sense of sight, touch, smell, taste if you have food nearby, and sounds. So take a moment to really check in with those senses, really. And in this moment, you may hear traffic driving by on my video, or you may hear me breathing, and those are senses that you can check in with too. But what I want you to do, if you can, is to really pay attention to the things that are in your space right now. So you can pay attention to your breathing. You can open your attention up to the sounds that you might hear, like I just heard a bird chirping and a car driving by. I want to pay attention to the sights, so I see some mirrors on my wall. If I look behind me through the camera here, I can see the pictures on my wall. One is a black and white picture, the other one is more colorful. I see the lamp on my wall. And behind me I can also see my desk, and I can hear footsteps outside in the hallway of my office. But I can also touch. I feel like touch is such an amazing way to bring us back to the here and now. I have one of these little gadgets that I keep for my clients if they're feeling a need to be more present. But feeling this, that you can use an object to help get you in touch with all of your senses. So I can see all the colors of this little wooden block thing. I can move it around and feel what it's like as the blocks scrape against each other. I can also hear, there's a little sort of creaking noise as I spin them around, and I can really feel the edges of the blocks, the smoothness. They've been sanded to a nice smooth finish, and I can really feel that on my fingertips. So really tuning into the senses, really being in touch, really, really brings you back to this grounded sense of what's here, what's in this room, where am I now, and is this safe? So it can, again, bring your brain back online, that problem solving, the prefrontal cortex part of your brain, where you can assess, you can ask yourself, you can be curious, like, wow, what just happened? Did I just get caught up in a memory that brought me back to a place that felt unsafe? Well, is this place unsafe right here, right now, in this room? Can I look around and really be present and ask myself, is this a place I need to feel threatened? And if it isn't, then allowing yourself, like, wow, okay, so that memory just took me right there, but I can be here and be present and be okay. And so the last technique really brings you into your body, and it brings you back to that felt sense of where you are in this space, in this moment. So wherever you are, I want you to be really tuning into your body. So first, let's just pay attention to your feet on the floor. If you can really get a sense of how your toes feel, and maybe even wiggling your toes. And if you have shoes on, like, what does that feel like within the shoe? And can you feel the soles of your feet on the ground? And you can just gently rock your feet back and forth. If you're standing or sitting, just gently rock your feet back and forth, paying close attention to what that feels like here in this room. And then you can move up gently, slowly through your body, feeling your legs, your calves, your knees, your thighs, noticing any sensations, maybe if you have pain, or if you just feel a tingling, or maybe notice if you feel numb, that you don't feel anything. And then moving your attention up to your pelvis and your abdomen, your lower back, your chest, your upper back, through your arms and through your shoulders, down to your arms, your elbows, your wrists. And now paying very close attention to your hands. If your hands are touching your legs or touching each other in a clasp, or if they're just hanging at your sides, just try to soften that attention, soften your hands. Really just notice however your hands and your fingers might be feeling. Are they tingling? Are they numb? Do you have any pain there? And just being very mindful of that, just being aware. And now bringing that attention up to your throat. And as you feel the back of your neck and your shoulders, seeing if there's any tension there that maybe you can soften. And then up to your head, softening your eyes, feeling your scalp. Do you feel any tingling on the top of your head or your ears? just allowing those sensations to be here. And now taking a deep breath in and exhale out, and bringing yourself into your full-bodied sense and how you're feeling. I don't know about you, but I feel pretty calm and relaxed right now. And so I can look around me in this space and recognize, okay, I am safe here. This is a place where it's safe to be, where it's comfortable. And so maybe that anxious thought or that anxious feeling that just arose out of nowhere was an implicit memory, just something that was triggered by something in this room, or maybe something someone said, maybe just a feeling. It was just a memory, and here I am back in the here and now in a place that's safe. So I would love to hear your thoughts on how these grounding techniques help you, and if you have some that you use on a daily basis to help you feel more grounded and in the present moment. This video was not intended to be used as a replacement for therapy. So if you're struggling and feeling like you're in crisis, I encourage you to call your therapist, reach out for help, go to your nearest emergency room, or call 911 if you need to. I hope that this video allowed you to feel more present and more a part of the here and now, and help give you some strategies to take you out of that implicit memory that maybe causes some distress and into a more calm, curious part of yourself where you can investigate and really be present. So let me know how helpful this was for you in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you have a great day.